When Katt dropped,
Right.
it's like, all of a sudden he gay now.
That nigga called me trying to do an interview. I said, no, Medea, I ain't doing no interviews. So you can sit across from me and look at my balls. I'll sit down, nigga.
All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all.
I sure hope I have a Club Shay after this air.
It's gonna be in a dimension that's never.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is officially my last day at work.
Not only has Shannon Sharpe, a well-known sports commentator, been in the news lately for his professional successes, but also because of grave accusations that followed his well-publicized interview with Katt Williams. Sharpe has come under unprecedented scrutiny and threats from important Hollywood figures when Katt dropped the bombshell that he was gay. Why is he being picked out? And what does this mean for his future? Could it be Oprah Harvey Weinstein? How did Sharpe's interview with Katt Williams contribute to the escalation of these tensions? And why is Kevin Hart and other powerful figures leading an effort to discredit Sharpe?
I sure hope I have a Club Shay after this air.
It's gonna be in a dimension that's never.
And how are these dangers impacting Sharpe's personal and work lives? Is a spectacular goodbye to his career approaching?
I said, is there anything that you don't want to talk about? I always ask the guest that. Sometimes they say, well, I would appreciate if we not talk about this.
Right.
Cool, no problem.
We study Shannon Sharpe's career, the dangers he faces from Hollywood's elite, and the larger ramifications of this developing drama. Sharpe's recent experiences have drawn notice and generated a great deal of controversy. Following his interview with Katt Williams, Shannon Sharpe experienced a sea change in his work. The open talk, which touched on delicate topics, thrust Sharpe into the public eye and turned him into a target when Katt suddenly came out as gay. Since then, Sharpe has faced greater scrutiny and threats. But what specifically set off this backlash? During a recent chat, Shannon discussed all the bizarre issues he's had since the Katt Williams spoke with Cam Newton in an interview that went viral earlier this year, and he explained why celebs feel at ease enough to share all of their secrets on his podcast. Shannon explained that before each interview, he lets his famous guests know that they are under no obligation to discuss any particular subject, which helps them feel at ease enough to share their own stories.
So if they say they want to stay away from it, but if they want to tell something, who am I to say, nah, don't do, you can't tell that. Right. People, Cam.
He stated that he thinks it's possible to share a story without adding anything negative, but he also believes that anyone who has worked in a field for a long time, like 105, 20, or 30 years, likely has more than one interesting story to share. While he understands that if someone wants to avoid sharing such stories, he doesn't think it is his place to stop them from doing so.
They all coming.
No, they ain't.
Are you kidding?
Nah.
Hey, I
A
promise
good thing
you.
I done got all the rest of them. I done got the ones.
I promise you, everybody trying to double back. You're gonna be having to beat them up.
For those who may not be familiar with Shannon, he stated in a recent interview that he has never considered himself a journalist in reaction to criticism that he is not a legitimate journalist. In 2020, during the pandemic, Shannon, a highly successful retired NFL player, started his podcast Club Shay. Although the podcast had a modest following at first, it gained huge fame after the Katt Williams interview, which has received over 70 million views and is currently the most watched episode on the platform. Interestingly, this interview nearly didn't happen. Shannon was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2011. Before things finally came together, Shannon disclosed that he had been attempting to get Katt on the podcast for almost a year. He then spoke with Katt through the good fortune of meeting her new manager, and a week later, Katt appeared on Club Shay, divulging numerous business secrets. Katt Williams made it quite evident in the interview that he knew his revelations would have a big impact on the industry.
That he has now.
Oh, I don't think Shannon's gay. First of all, if someone says you're gay, that means you made it. You understand? I'm waiting for somebody to say, I'm.
Shannon saw that others in the industry were unhappy with Club Shay's success and were attempting to undermine his podcast. Therefore, Katt was right about the response from the industry. According to the whole story, several celebrities are offended by Shannon's accomplishments and have branded him and Club Shay as troublemakers, accusing Shannon of causing controversy in Hollywood as a result of the feline, according to claims based on Williams' interview. Famous Hollywood elites such as Oprah Winfrey, Harvey Weinstein, Kevin Hart, Tyler Perry, and Clive Davis may be behind a campaign to discredit Shannon Sharpe. However, their motivations remain unclear, and Katt did not show them in the best light. The comedic legend attacked several artists and members of the music business in an almost 3-hour interview on Club Shay, voicing grievances and long-repressed resentment. Williams, who is well known for his direct and frequently controversial views, didn't hold back when he attacked a number of well-known figures in the industry. Starting with Steve, Harvey Williams alleged that Harvey had plagiarized concepts for his own show from fellow comedian Mark Curry, the same Steve who went to see Mark Curry perform his full sitcom before robbing Mark Curry of everything. Moving on to Cedric the Entertainer, Williams accused Harvey of joke theft and called him a walrus. He also suggested that Harvey's acting career had been limited to TV shows, mocking his attempts to become a movie star. There are 30,000 news stories in Hollywood every year, and not one of them asks for a country bumpkin black dude who can't talk well and look like Mr. Potato Head. Williams described a particular event in which he said, "It doesn't line up that I did it on TV in 2018, you came to see me do it at the Comedy Store in 2019, and then did it on the Kings of Comedy." He also made fun of Cedric's comic talent, claiming that we found he couldn't write jokes, sing or dance. Shannon, he did 4 comedy specials that are so amazing that they aren't on Tubi or Netflix. Even Ricky Smiley was a target. Williams labeled Smiley a liar for supposedly saying that he was meant to play Money Mike on Friday. The conversation then turned to Diddy, whom Williams accused of attempting to coerce him into making compromises in different circumstances. After Next, a part Williams had actually played, he added that Ricky Smiley kept showing up at all of my interviews because of Steve, saying he would tell anybody that listen they got a gang on that side, they know what it is. William continued, "If I look at it, I get it, that's how Diddy is feeling," meaning that Diddy takes ownership over people and situations. "Just to protect my integrity, and that virgin hole I was telling you about, right? 'Cause P. Diddy be wanting to party, and you got to tell him no," Williams stated. Williams also criticized Kevin Hart, suggesting that Hart might be an industry insider and casting doubt on his quick ascent to fame in Hollywood. Within 15 years of living in Hollywood, Williams claimed that no one in the industry could remember ever attending a sold-out Kevin Hart show. He went on, asking if anyone knew of a comedian who moved to Los Angeles and, during his first year there, led his own movie called Soul Plane and had a show on network television. Jonathan had never heard of such a thing before. During the discussion of Major's recent downfall, Williams conjectured about Major's problems, speculating that they might be a part of a bigger conspiracy. "Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, but I thought that once they put you in that place, you do understand that we can take you down whenever we want to." Williams added, "If this ugly end is attractive, then Allen's is attractive." Tyler Perry and Michael Blacken also offered criticism to Williams, who downplayed Blackson's comic ability by saying, "Most cum don't get booed enough. I mean, this is how you wind up with a regarding Perry. Michael Blacken, a real African, does not speak with a phony African accent." Williams said, "You know what, we put too much pressure on Tyler Perry," adding that Perry isn't being criticized for not helping the careers of his co-stars despite his own success. Ludacris was finally brought up in a spectacular reveal. Williams claimed that Ludacris was involved in an Illuminati-style decision-making process, saying that there was a point at which both of us were called to an Illuminati event and that decisions had to be made. In response, Ludacris responded in a freestyle rap, answering the allegations and defending his image. He said, "Ludacris rapped, 'Never been Illuminati, only Ill-Luti, and I only left with B's when coming from any party.' So is there a deliberate attempt to undermine Sharpe due to his outspoken views and the contentious topics covered in his interviews? It appears so because numerous rumors about the show host have started to spread. It is now being claimed that the TV celebrity is gay and that he made some accommodations to Hollywood gatekeepers in order to secure the
About me trying to do an interview. I said, "No, Medea, I ain't doing no interview." So you can sit across, look, sit.
men. A few months ago, Sharpe and comedian Mike EPS got into hot water over comments EPS made about Sharpe City. In February of this year, social media users found that Sharpe's is gay. The comedian also rejected the former NFL star's request to appear on his Club Shay podcast. When Sharpe called me to try to set up an interview, the 53-year-old said to the media, "No media, I ain't doing no interview with you, so you can sit across from me and look at."
Elephant? Everybody want
What happened?
the Mike Epps situation.
Oh, yeah, Mike, I heard what you said, bro.
Mention my name again.
After learning of EPA's comments, the comedian sharply retaliated against the former NFL player during an episode of his Nightcap podcast with Chad Osinko Johnson. Although the former player didn't directly mention EPs, he made reference to the comic's viral clip and threatened to reveal direct messages between him and EPs. He went on to say that the NS is called Shay, the N is telling you to put a wig on the MF and tell me if that ain't meffing media sister.
And Club Shay. Yeah, Shay. Yeah. Gay. pants on.
In reaction to EPS's allegations that he is homosexual, the 56-year-old declined to recognize or comment, but he once again threatened to reveal the details of their conversation should EPS continue to disparage his name. "Mean my name again, and I'm going to put the DMS out," Sharpe said during the broadcast, "and I don't like doing this, but you're lying." Sharpe finished his tirade with what could be taken as a veiled threat against the Indiana native if the two were to cross paths in the future. "You said I reached out to you to come on Club Shay, and you're a mofo. Lie now. When I see you, I'm Gina. I don't care about all that other stuff. You can say I'm gay. I won't chase a lie, but I won't let you lie on my name." He added, "Say my name again, and I'm going to release the DM because you're lying. Whether you're okay with that, I'll see whether you want to say what you've been saying in an attempt to crack jokes because you were upset with Katt Williams for what he did." A few other comics have spoken out against the conversationalist now making jokes about his suit, but Sharpe has stated that he's the hot thing right now and is moving on from gay jokes as they are going to get old. They are using the same joke, he said, referring to comedians like Mike 8-Piece. Sharpe's Club Shay podcast has become the standard for telling the truth, and unfortunately everyone is a fan of that since conducting 2 viral sit-downs where both stars kept it too real about the business Eddie Griffin and other guests on the Nightcap podcast. However, eventually, people will grow weary of you all calling Shannon gay and this, so you'll have to go back to making jokes. Please promise me that you haven't run out of jokes just now. Griffin recently joked about Sharpe's show, renaming it Club Gay Gay in the middle of his Shay Club Gay Gay comedy show. "I don't care." He told the shocked audience that while he was sitting there with his toy trousers on, his balls were in the cat's face, and the cat was staring away. It was clear that he was gay because he was drinking and didn't know better.
Sharpe, you had Katt on your podcast. You was with Katt. That's why all them motherfuckers ain't with you.
However, Sharpe's fans think that a great deal of jealousy from those who should be his equals has accompanied his success. Comedian Corey Holcomb is another person who appears to be sure that Sharpe is gay. Back in March of this year, Holcomb went on the 5150 show and gave a frantic 5-minute set about a number of well-known black media figures. His first target was Lil Real Howie, whom he accused of buying B. Specifically, Howe accused Lil of buying a B at the Beyoncé show, alluding to Lil Real's proposal to his current fiancée during a Renaissance tour event last year, referring to damage control. He has thoughts on the topic as he has been connected to Jaguar's disaster, but who else is more likely to be anxious right now than him? The question is whether he will speak up and take on the drama head-on. When word got out that Jaguar had been arrested, D knew he couldn't stay silent about this one. People were waiting to see how he would respond, and let me tell you, he did not disappoint. Diddy addressed the matter in a tweet. It was a brief but important moment as his message became clear. Don't let the shortness fool you, though Diddy's response is important, especially in light of this history with Jaguar, as she has made some bold claims about him in the past, and their relationship has always been a hot topic in the industry. I'm sending prayers to Jaguar during this trying time. That's all, no elaboration, just a straightforward statement of approval. The DA's open endorsement is a major power grab. By saying his prayers, he appears to be trying to put the controversy behind him and show that he won't be participating in any month-longing or petty back and forth. Diddy must practice caution when navigating this slippery slope, but by staying calm and detached from the scandal, he may be benefiting from it. It's as though he's saying, hey, I support Jaguar as a person, but I'm not going to let her drama bring me down. Only time will tell how this whole situation pans out for Diddy, whether his reputation suffers or whether it stays unharmed, even though his reaction to Jaguar's arrest is just the most recent chapter in their long and complicated history, with deadly events started and the rumor mill in full force. One thing is for sure, this journey is far from done. More tea will surely be split in the following days, and you can be sure that we'll be here to bring you all the juicy facts. Celebrity relationships are never simple, and scandals are never far from the news. Time will tell what happens next for Jaguar and Diddy, but one thing is certain: this story is far from over under pressure. The real question is Jaguar's failure a cautionary tale or just another juicy skino for us to gossip about? That's the thing about star drama. We've covered everything there is to know about Jaguar Du's dramatic arrest and Diddy's reaction. However, the drama surrounding this superstar is far from over. Everyone is talking about how when a star like Jaguar gets into legal troubles, It's not just about her, it's about the entire culture of fame and fortune. It's simple to lose sight of the real people behind the headlines when you're swept up in the excitement. Speaking of tea, remember how we previously disclosed how Diddy's former partner Miss Hilton exposed the sinister side of his empire? We'll chat more and stay here to give you all the most current info if you want the inside scoop on Diddy Shady's operations. Watch that video next, I promise it will leave you stunned.